everyone, welcome back to our channel. So today, instead of doing a voiceover video for you, I wanted to go ahead and sit down and do a video that was a little bit more informative. Today I'm going to be showing you my favorite brushes, and this is just my current favorite brushes, which they pretty much stay the same. It's just that sometimes I find a brush that I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this brush, but then I usually go back to these. And I'm also going to give you a few alternatives of other great brushes for the same purpose, just so you don't have to go out and buy this specific brush. And just because I love something doesn't mean that you will love something. This is just what works for me, and I hope it's a little bit informative for you and you guys learn something new. So let's go ahead and get started. So first is my foundation brush. Currently I am loving this Real Technique stippling brush, and it is a short bristle stippling brush. They're dirty because I just used them, but I will have close-ups of all the brushes so you can see what they look like up close. So this is a Real Technique stippling brush, and I love to apply my foundation with this. I just stipple it on and then buff it in with this, and it is really small, so it's kind of like mixing a dual fiber brush with a flat top brush that's really popular, like Sigma. But I just feel like the small bristles in the front help it blend a lot better. So another great foundation brush, other than this is my favorite, but another great one is the Sigma flat top kabuki brush. This is the F80. It's really dense, and it also helps you pack in and buff in your foundation. Another good one, also by Real Techniques, is the Expert Face brush, which is just like a little bit rounded and is not as dense as the Sigma one, but it is dense also, so it helps you buff it in. So that is for my foundation brush. Next, to set everything, I like by the way, I think for face brushes, Real Techniques has to be my favorite. They have so many good brushes and they're so inexpensive. They're available at Ulta, and you can also purchase them online. But anyways, back to the brushes. So the next one is this Real Techniques powder brush, and it's a big fluffy brush that I just pack on my powder if I need to set it, which sometimes I don't always set it, but if I do, this is great. Another big powder brush that the size is very similar, but I really wouldn't recommend this brush. This is a Sigma large powder F30 brush. This brush sheds like no other, and it's just annoying. The only thing I do like is that it's really similar in size to this, but other than that, it sheds way too much. And I know Nicole has one and hers does it as well, so it wasn't just my brush that does it. But another good powder brush is also kabuki brushes. This one here is by Makeup Forever, and you can get this one at Sephora, and it comes with the starter kit for the Makeup Forever HD foundation, and it's actually a really good kabuki brush. It's probably my favorite kabuki brush, but for powder I usually will use this, and I'll just take this to travel. Okay, so next let's move on to eyes, because that's what I do after eyes. So for my eyebrows, I love the Sigma Small Angle E65 brush, and it's just a very small angle brush, and you know, this brush is not really hard to find. I like this one, but another good one is also by Sedona Lace, which is right here. It's just a little bit larger, but you know, for angle brushes, they're pretty much all made the same. It's just a different size. My favorite is the Sigma E65, but you can also use the Sedona Lace one. And Nicole uses MAC ones, which I'm sure are really good too. I just don't own any, so. And to carve out my eyebrows, I do love this one, and I haven't found one that's similar. It is also a Sigma Small Angle E65, but it is out of the Mr. Bunny collection, which means this is a full synthetic brush. And I just believe that this works a lot better for cream, which is what I use to carve my eyebrows. I use a cream-based concealer, so to use this on that is perfect. It just gives me a sharp line, and then I'm able to blend it out with my finger. Okay, so to pack on my eyeshadow, I love, this is the Ultra Eye Blender Special Mix 473S-08 by Designer Makeup Tools. This is just a short flat shader brush, short by the handle I mean, because another really good one is the MAC 233. And they're very similar, it's just that it's about an inch shorter, which I actually prefer this one, which is the Designer Tools one, because of the short bristles. I'm able to hold it closer to my eye and pack really pack on that color. Whereas to the MAC one, I can also do that. It's just the handle, you know, sticks out a little bit more. I'm just weird like that. I guess it doesn't really matter. But I do prefer this one, and it's like a quarter of the price. You can purchase these online, and I'll try and find links to all of these brushes and link them down below so you guys can find them easier if you are interested in any of these brushes. So this is an Ultra Eye Blender Mix Flat Shader by Designer Tools. Next, also for my eyes, is my crease brush. I have a large lid space, but my eyes are not very deep set, so I can't really use a big crease brush for my crease. I need to use something smaller to create that depth. My favorite is also by Designer Tools. It's a soft crease sculpt mix brush, and it's just like a tapered blending brush, but it's a lot shorter and a lot smaller, which is perfect for my crease area since it's not that deep. Another good one is by E.L.F, and this is their blending eye brush. It's very similar in size. I just prefer the bristles on the special mix, on the Designer Tools better rather than the E.L.F brush, but it is also a really good brush. And Bdellium Tool 781 is also a very small crease brush. So next for my eyes is a blending brush. This is the MAC 217, and it has to be the best blending brush. I use it to pack on color in the corner and blend it in towards my crease. And another good one is by Sigma. This is the E25, and this is just a travel size because they do sell them full size. They're very similar. It's just a 217 is like the perfect size and the perfect softness. I've tried tons of these, and this has to be the absolute best. MAC 217. It is a little bit more pricey, but you're definitely getting your money's worth, and it is going to last a very long time. So another good one, like I said, this is Sigma E25 and Sedona Lace. Not Sedona Lace, Bdellium Tool 776. Another very similar brush, which are really good as well. I just prefer the MAC 217. So, next, my favorite blending brush, and I use this with no product. I just blend out any harsh lines. This is a tapered blending brush by Sonia Keshik, and it just looks like this. It's a fluffy brush, and this was from a limited edition collection, but I do believe that every fluffy brush and other limited collections is the same brush, just a different handle is what changes pretty much. But this is the one that I absolutely love. It's my favorite. I'm not sure what bristles this is. Yeah, I'm not sure what. I know they're natural, but what type of hair. Another favorite amongst YouTubers here is a MAC 224, which is Nicole's favorite blending brush, and it is very good. This one, it's like uncomparable. Like I said, it's large. I do have a large lid space, and it just helps me like blend everything out. The MAC 224 is good also, but I also feel like the bristles are a little bit more rough on my skin, and the ones on the Sonia Keshik are so soft, so perfect. I love them. So next for eyes, we have, my highlighting brow bone pencil. It is also by Sonia Keshik, and it's the number 116, and this is off her permanent line, so you can get it right now. What I love about this brush is that it is nice and stiff, but it also has a tapered top. Not too much, just perfect enough to get under your brow bone, and it is stiff enough so you're gonna place the color right where you want it. It's not gonna go everywhere, and it's also perfect for your inner corners because it is so like a tapered top and it is stiff. You're gonna be able to pack the color on in there, and then you can blend it out with your finger if you like, or just, you know, blend it out with this. It's fine. I love this brush. This is my favorite brush. My old favorite brush to highlight used to be this Sedona Lace EB15, which is very similar. It's a tapered top also, but this one's a lot softer, which is also good. I just prefer this one now because of the stiffness. But Sedona Lace EB15. And to highlight brow bones, a lot of people prefer flat shader brushes, which is fine. Like I said, this is just what I prefer and what works for me. So the next eye brush that I love is by Real Techniques. It is the shading brush, and I love this brush to place color under my eye. This is my lower lash line shader brush. I love it because it's fluffy enough where it's gonna blend the colors together down there, but it is also small enough that your color is not gonna get everywhere. And this is perfect for cream shadows also. So if you want to create a look that has a cream base, and you can apply this under your lash line and on the top as well. It's a perfect brush, and it's very versatile. You can use it for a lot of different things. Another good brush for your lower lash line is a MAC 219, and it's just a regular pencil brush, but my favorite is the Real Techniques shading brush. It's really good. And like I said, Real Techniques are very inexpensive brush. The next brush is a B23 all-purpose brush by NYX, and it looks like this. If you've seen my very first, my second eyebrow tutorial, I used to use this to carve on my eyebrows because it's a very small synthetic brush. But since I started using the angle brush to do that from Sigma, I just found a different use for this. If I do apply eyeliner to my bottom waterline, I will use this to set the color in because it's small and it's not going to hurt your eye. You just pack a little bit of color under there to set your liner so it doesn't go all over the place, and it's really perfect for that. I love this brush, and you can also use this brush for a lot of things. Like I said, for concealer, small enough to be a lip brush, it has a lot of purposes, so this is a very good brush. So back to face, because I'm done with my eyes now. Then I would highlight, contour, and do all that. So to highlight my face, so to blend out my concealer, I have absolutely been loving this Sonia Keshik, I always want to say Sonia Keshik, this Real Techniques pointed foundation brush. And this is supposed to be a foundation brush, but that is way too small for me to be a foundation brush. I like to apply my concealer and then pat it in with this brush because it is a flat brush and it's small enough to get into areas where if I have nails, like acrylic nails, I can't get into right under my eye, and this will be able to get right under there. So I'll pat it on, and then I will go ahead and, pat it anywhere else that I have concealed. Another great beauty tool is the beauty blender. I've tried tons of beauty sponges, and the only one that has got very close, not very close, I should say, kind of close to it, is the Xoxo beauty sponge. And this one's dry, so that's why it looks a little weird, and this one's wet already. And this one is a good one. It's just that nothing beats the beauty blender. There's tons and tons of similar beauty sponges, and nothing is as soft, nothing blends as well, nothing is as flexible as the beauty blender. So what I do with the beauty blender, because I do use a brush to apply my foundation, and I also use a brush to blend out my concealer, what I do with this is if I've applied too much or I need further blending, this will do the trick. I will go over my entire foundation to blend it out further, and also under my eyes with the concealer. Because it's a brush, this will leave streaks, and if I use this over it, it's just gonna leave it so much more flawless. And then also if I apply too much blush, or if I apply too much contour, too much highlighter, something that I need to blend on my cheeks, this is what's gonna do the trick. You can just go ahead and pat it, and it's gonna remove some of the product, but it's also gonna blend it nice into your skin. So the beauty blender is a great tool to have, and I recommend everybody getting at least one of these in your lifetime so you can try them out. They are a little bit expensive, but trust me, it's very much worth the money. And if you can't, like I said, the Xoxo sponge isn't expensive. They sell it at Rite Aid, and they also sell it online, sometimes at Walmart's, but not all Walmart's carry them, I've noticed. This is also a great beauty sponge. It's just not as good as the beauty blender. So to contour my face, my favorite brush is by Real Techniques, and it is the contour brush. It is just a very small contour brush, and it gets right in the hollows of your cheeks if you want a very defined contour. You can blend it out also because the bristles are soft enough to do like a little circular motion to blend in your contour, and it's just a great brush. And another great contour brush is by Sedona Lace, and it's the FB05. This used to be my favorite brush before finding this one. Another one that's very popular also is a MAC 103, but I find that this one is not as great as a Sedona Lace one. So this is the order that I like them in. Number 1, of course, is the Real Techniques. Number 2 is the Sedona Lace, and number 3 is the MAC 103. So yes, definitely this one is a great brush to contour with, especially if you like a defined contour because it is so small. So next would be my blush. My favorite blush brush, and I love it because it has a tapered top, so you can place your blush right at the tip. Even though it looks big and intimidating, it's not, don't be. It has a tapered top, so you can apply it right where you want it, and then it's soft enough so where it's gonna blend everything out. You don't wanna like press it into your face, because of course you're gonna have like cheeks full of blush, but the tapered top makes it perfect to place the blush right where you want it, and the soft bristles, the flexibility of this brush is really gonna help you blend everything out. And this is by Real Techniques, and it is the blush brush, and I just recently got this, so it is my favorite blush brush at the time. Two other great blush brushes. This one used to be my holy grail blush brush. I loved it forever until I found this one, which I still love. It's my number 2, my backup, but Real Techniques won it over. This is by Sonia Keshik. It's from their permanent line, and they do sell it at Target, so if you're interested you can go ahead and purchase it at any time. And it's just like this, and it's a big round fluffy brush, and it's perfect. It was perfect for my chubby cheeks, I found, and it did blend everything out really well. I just found the Real Techniques one and I just love it so much. Another good one is by Sigma, and this is a large angled contour brush, F40, and it's also really good for blush. I feel like it's way too big to contour your face. Look at that, like to bronze it possibly, but to contour it, I'm not sure. So this one is good for blush also. So on to the next one. My favorite highlighting brush is also by Real Techniques. Like I said, I feel like Real Techniques has the best face brushes ever. Their face brushes are amazing. They have some good eye brushes. It's just that all of their brushes are synthetic. So for powder and blending, they're not always great, but for cream products, they're absolutely amazing. But for face products, wow, I love their brushes. I could dive into a pool of Real Techniques brushes. Just kidding. But anyways, so my next one to highlight my face is the Real Techniques setting brush, and it's just a very small brush, which I also like to use to set my under eyes. If I'm not doing like a shimmery highlight, I will use it for that. But if I'm highlighting my face, I will use this to highlight right on my cheek, on the tops of my cheekbones, and it's perfect. It fits right there, and because the bristles are really soft, it will blend out your highlight as well. So that's a great brush. Another good brush to highlight your face is this Bdellium Tools 935, and it's just a very small dual fiber brush, which is perfect for highlighting also, but I prefer it for concealer. If you've seen my summer face routine, you'll see me use this brush in there, and that is just for like a soft wash coverage. So I believe that's it for my daily face brushes. I do have a few more brushes that I will mention, but I don't use these every day. These are just a couple that are also great to have. The next one is an eye shading brush, E55 by Sigma, and it is also from the Mr. Bunny collection, and I like this one for cream products. For example, if I'm applying a color tattoo by Maybelline before applying a shadow, I will use this to blend it out. And it has to be the Mr. Bunny one because it is synthetic. The E55 from the regular collection is also a great brush. It's just not that great for cream products. This one, since it's synthetic, is perfect for cream products. Another great brush to have is the Sedona Lace EB19, and I do use liquid liner on a daily basis. Sometimes there'll be days where I do like to use gel, and this is what I use if I apply gel liner. The Sedona Lace EB19 is an angled eyeliner brush, and it has a very thin tip to it, and it's just perfect for applying your gel liner and creating your wing also. It's a great brush. If I'm gonna apply pigments to my lids, I use a very small flat shading brush. I wouldn't use a flat shader brush by Special Mix. I would use something smaller. And when I use pigments, I will usually use like the Goldilux by Sugar Pill, or something that has a lot of shimmer, bright colors. And this is also great for applying glitter, which I love to do. And this is the Real Techniques Detailer brush. It is like a very tiny flat shader brush, and I love it for applying things like that. When it comes to loose pigments or glitter, it's just gonna pack it exactly where you want it, and it's not gonna spread it all over the place. I don't apply pigments or loose glitter on a daily basis, but when I do, this is definitely what I use. And I believe that was it for my brushes. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it was a little bit helpful and informative for you. And if you have any questions, like always, leave them down below and we'll do our best to get back to you on them. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.